The flicker in the fog. In a glowing forest called La Mora lived two baby mushrooms, Mimi and Pip. Mimi was brave and full of energy, with a bright blue cap. Pip was careful and quiet, with an orange cap covered in little white dots. They were best friends and loved playing in the soft, mossy glade surrounded by glowing mushrooms. One morning, as they played, a strange mist crept through the trees. It felt cold and still. Then, Mimi saw a small blue light flicker between the trees. Curious, she followed it. Pip followed her, even though he was nervous. They wandered deep into the woods and met a sprite with leafy hair and bark-like wings. The sprite looked worried. He told them that something old and dangerous was waking up under the hollow tree, far from their home. Suddenly, the ground shook. The forest grew quiet. The sprite vanished, leaving them scared and confused. Back at the glade, open grassy area in a forest, they told Grandshroom, a wise old mushroom who had raised them. He looked serious. He said the Hollow King, a once good forest guardian, had been changed by darkness. If he were waking up, it meant danger for all of La Mora. That night, Pip saw something strange, a black spore growing in the glade. It glowed red and had twisting roots. It looked sick, and it didn't belong in their forest. The next day, Grandshroom warned that these dark spores were spreading. So, Mimi and Pip went to find the forest sprite again. His name was Sprig, and he said the only way to stop the Hollow King was to visit the Whispering Stones, where ancient forest spirits spoke in riddles. The journey was hard, with tricky paths and falling branches. But together, they made it. At the Whispering Stones, glowing lines lit up and a soft voice filled the air. The spirits warned that the Hollow King grew stronger from fear, and weaker when others were brave. Mimi and Pip returned home, holding a glowing sapstone given by Grandshroom. That night, a whisper came from the forest, "I see you now." The Hollow King was awake. The next day, they traveled to the hollow tree. It was massive and full of dark mist. Inside, it showed them scary visions, burning forests, sadness, and fear. The Hollow King was trying to scare them. But the sapstone glowed with light. It reminded them of their love for La Mora. Holding hands, they went deeper, and saw the Hollow King. He looked like a giant mushroom, twisted by roots and shadows, but in his eyes, there was sadness too. Mimi and Pip didn't fight. They forgave him. The sapstone's light spread, and the darkness began to fade. The Hollow King closed his eyes. The forest began to heal. Mimi and Pip returned home. The mushrooms glowed again. The dark spores were gone. The glade was safe. That night, under the stars, Grandshroom smiled. And the two little mushroomlings stood tall, brave, kind, and full of light.